What's up, Team Squad? We got to talk about the Mecha BREAK Game Awards trailer. So if you're familiar with my live streams or some of the older videos on this channel, you know I'm pumped, absolutely stacked for Mecha BREAK. I've played some of the betas for it. I think it's a phenomenal game, and this new trailer has revealed a whole ton of stuff that makes the game look even crazier. So I'm actually like super stoked. Let's take a look at it and talk a bit about it. So the trailer they dropped is mostly about game modes. We're gonna have our traditional 6 vs 6, which is what all the betas played as. There's also gonna be a 3v3 mode, which will be a bit smaller, so that could be a lot of fun. If you only have a squad of 3, you can go in and play. You don't have to worry about having half your team be of randos, so that's exciting and awesome. I do find in my personal experience though, the smaller team game modes get a little more sweaty. So that might be a good thing, that might be a bad thing, depends. We'll have to see how that goes. That's just my thoughts going in early. But interestingly enough, we also got revealed a PvPvE mode. It's listed as neutralizing enemies, loot, and extract. It's going to be kind of like an extraction shooter, but with mechs. It could be really, really cool if done right. So I'm cautiously intrigued. And they also announced, to my happy surprise, boss fights, which is awesome because I absolutely loved the boss fight at the end of the tutorial in the original Mecha BREAK beta. I thought that tutorial was actually one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. I loved the atmosphere they created, the kind of setting they were doing. I loved that it actually worked really well as a solo PvE game, and the boss fight was just nuts. It was so much fun. Aside from the game modes, they did also announce that they're going to be doing weaponized gliders. These are like Green Goblin-esque platforms full of weapons that you put your mech that can already fly on and fly around and Gatling gun at people. It's the craziest, sickest thing. I don't know how they're gonna play into the standard play modes, the 3v3 and 6v6. I don't know if they're gonna be featured heavily or if they're gonna be more of a PvPvE thing or more of a boss battle thing. You do see them in the footage of the boss battles, so they're at least in that. Other than that, I'm not sure how they're gonna balance. I'm not sure how they're gonna handle, perform, or how they're gonna be treated, but they are sick as And finally, they also mentioned equipable weapons. This is something we suspected that was gonna be a part of the game since the very first beta, because when you went into your mech suit, you could go into their equipment and see every piece of your mech's kit, and it looked very much like an equipment selection screen. While you had no options, it very much implied, from my opinion of the UI, that it was going to be swappable. I don't know to what extent this is going to apply to the suit. I don't know if it's going to be swappable pieces of the full kit or just their primary. For example, like maybe Tricera might have their Gatling shoulders replaced with larger cannons of some sort. That's an assumption. It's purely an assumption, but this assumption does come with a little pinch of fact, though. Let me read a snippet from the developer. So there's equipable weapons. Consider how previously fixed loadouts in our 3v3 and 6v3 modes may now be changed. For example, a mech known for healing abilities suddenly gains large-scale damage output. A melee-focused mech can now perform long-range sniping, or a mech adept at transforming into a plane can now excel in close-range combat. Especially this first point about healing turning to damage, that makes me suspect that we're going to be able to swap more than just the gun. I'm really interested to see how this mechanic's going to work out, and that's the trailer. We got some cool reveals, some exciting gameplay modes coming up, and just overall, I have questions that I really want to have answered. I don't have a release date at this moment, but as soon as I do, I will post it on socials. I'll make videos about it. All I know is it's spring 2025. So in the meantime, while we wait though, if you want more Mecha BREAK, I have a playlist with all my Mecha BREAK shorts. That'll be in the description, or you can go here and check out my first look at the original Mecha BREAK beta. But other than that, you can catch me live on Twitch, and otherwise, take care, Team Squad.